Welcome everyone to our weekly sales meeting, our weekly team meeting, the last one in what has been the fastest month of the year, the month of April. Very excited for what we have in store for today. Before we jump into that, we always like to start with a little conversation around our mission, our vision, our values. This week, I want to talk a little bit about the Keller-Williams belief system. These are collectively known as the Y4C2Ts. And so most recent addition to this belief system was our International Agent Leadership Council. A group of agents from around the world decided that adding equity opportunities for all would be a good idea for our company. And we agree, we think it's a great idea. But today I want to talk about a little bit about one of the items in our belief system, teamwork, which is together everyone achieves more. And we see this show up in our culture in a lot of different ways. Most notably, how so many of our agents volunteer their tips, their tricks, their strategies, their listing presentations, their buyer packets, their marketing materials, anything and everything that they have that they run a great business with. They share that out with other agents in the office and in our community. And we love that. And that inspires us as a leadership team and staff to come together and do everything we can to support your business. So we're very excited that today we're going to hear from everybody on our leadership team on different topics. And the only people more excited for me about this are the other members of the leadership team because they get to talk and I don't. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into today's agenda. But as we do that, if we could please go ahead and drop everything that you've got coming, what you're doing to paint the town red from a listing standpoint into the chat box. Let everybody know what you got coming. In addition to that, what are your buyer needs? We know everyone's got about a bajillion of them, but there's no reason that we can't link up here in the chat box and see if we can't get a deal done or help somebody find something for a buyer or sell a listing quickly. All right, so today we're going to kick off celebrating a few wins, talking about a few of our final events for the week of, or the month of April. And then we're going to hear from some of our partners and some of our team members here on the leadership team. So real quick, since we last met, we went through Profit Share Day, and Profit Share shared out on April 21st for the month of March. Really fantastic. The best profit share that we have ever had for the month of March. Was March 2021. So congratulations to everybody who is participating in Profit Share. If you don't know what Profit Share is, or you're interested in learning more about it, please let me or Danielle Sullivan know. We would love to help you start or grow your Profit Share tree. And then speaking of which, all of these individuals last month added to their Profit Share tree with our organization. So first and foremost, thank you all very much for helping us grow our company with more and more and more fantastic agents and great people. And again, if you want to know more about how they did it or who they did it with, please reach out to me or them. And if you're looking for an easy way to do it, and you know somebody who's interested in a career in real estate, and somebody who is interested in learning more about Keller-Williams Greater Metropolitan, put these dates on your calendar right now. Make life super easy for yourself. If they want to learn more about what it takes to get a license, or if they're in the process of getting their license and they need to pick a brokerage, we would love the opportunity to talk to them. So you can join us on either side of town and in the Zoom room for these May 14th and May 25th. And I will warn you, we have a lot of fun at these, so tell them to come ready to laugh, ready to cry, and ready to hug it out. All right. So real quick, want to shout out, I know that a few months ago we had a panel on new construction, and believe it or not, I fat fingered the record button and we didn't actually capture it. So fortunately for you, if you missed that, the Keller-Williams Young Professional Group of Cleveland held a panel last week, just last week, that featured our very own Jen Waters from the Young team. And it's a fantastic panel with builders, designers, architects, agents, so much good content in there. It is up on our YouTube page right now. So if you missed the previous new construction panel, if you missed this and you're not in Keller Williams Young Professionals, that's okay. We've got it on our YouTube page for you to still get some great takeaways. As we know, in this market, it is wildly competitive for existing home sales. And so for your client, taking a look at new construction may be the best way to ensure that they get in a home this year. All right, and then our training highlights for the month of April, we've had a ton of great stuff, and that wraps up. We wrap the month tonight at 5 p.m. with Jamie Ionetta, who's going to lead a class on listing presentations. There will be some role play, some real play, and a lot of fun along the way. So please tune into that. That link's going to go in the chat box for Jamie's Zoom listing presentation class tonight. Very excited for that. Don't miss it. In a market like this, listings are always as good as gold. But in a market like this, it has never been more true. And of course, anytime you miss anything, we post all of our trainings to our YouTube page. So make sure you go ahead, hop on there, check that out. If there's anything that you're interested in, I encourage you to search around that page. You'll find one of our top performers, one of our top producers has probably done a class on it. We've probably recorded it, and there's probably some great takeaways that you can get just by putting your earbuds in while you clean the house. All right, and now very excited for an event that I hope all of you have seen or heard about, but I want to ask Jermaine Brooks to go ahead and unmute and tell us a little bit about this super fancy, super swanky groundbreaking that we're all going to be a part of, or are all welcome to be a part of this Friday. Jermaine?
Yep, I'm here. Thanks, Mike. You know, I'm always moving around, so I'm active right now. But I just want to thank my KW family for being a part of it, really embracing it, jump right in, and we'll be there in full force tomorrow as well. So this is the groundbreaking for a project that me and my friends developed called Architainer on 72nd and 73rd. This is the two families and the triplexes in which we have gotten approval to build 8 of those on 73rd Street. We'll be breaking ground in May for the first 2 family, and this is the event celebrating that groundbreaking. It'll be an opportunity for all agents to take part in as far as the new construction of them. It'll be 4 2 families, which is 8 units, and 4 3 families, which is another 12 units. They'll all be rentals. We're looking at about $1,250 a month in rent for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 960 square foot bedroom. Unit. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there. We'll have fun, shin and grin and kiss the babies. So that's what it's about.
That's so awesome. And this is the first container project in Northeast Ohio. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. It's the first one.
That is awesome. Well, we are excited to be a part of it. So excited for you and this project. And we'll see you there with your gold shovel and your hard hat on Friday.
I'll see you there. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. Take care. All right, guys. So Red Day 2021 is but two short weeks away. So I am going to ask the young Miss Kari Mitchell to please unmute and tell us a little bit about where we stand with our Red Day opportunities and what's going on with registrations across all the sites. And of course, anyone out there in the chat box land, if you would love to just drop in and let Kari know how much you appreciate everything that she does for you and getting you paid on time, that would be amazing. So Kari, take it away.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today. For Red Day, we actually have a few sites that are already sold out, which is great. We have one of our shifts at MedWish is completely sold out, and the afternoon one only has one slot left. We have 9 spots still available at the Fatima Family Center, which is to repair bicycles. We have 3 spots left at Georgia's house, which is in Oberlin, I believe, and they will be doing light yard work. Another yard work project for the Lake County veterans. There's 16 spots left for that. So if you have a big group of friends, a big group of people, a team, that would be a great one to sign up for. And then we have the City Mission, which has about, I believe, 9 to 10 spots left. So that's another great one if you have a larger group of people to sign up for. So we would love to see you all out there. We appreciate your support as always and are so excited that this year Red Day can be a little bit back to normal.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kari. And speaking of Red Day and that city mission opportunity, Jen Galletti is our point person for that opportunity, and I've asked her today to tell us a little bit more about what is City Mission, what do they do, how are we going to spend the day, and why should I sign up right away?
Good morning. Thank you so much. So who is the City Mission? What do they do, right? So last stats as of 2020, there are over 23,000 people in Cleveland experiencing homelessness at any given time. Of those 23,000 people, only about 7,000 find shelter in one of our shelters. The City Mission, though, provides services to about 10,000 people every single year. They're only able to house a small number of them, right around 2,000 they served last year, but they provide a ton of services to people who can't find shelter. They help with job placement, training, help find permanent housing. They have partnered with Habitat for Humanity and have started a program that will allow people to actually own their own home. So they provide a wonderful, wonderful service to our community. I mean, just the children alone, we have over 3,000 homeless school-age children just in Cleveland, just in our CMSD district. That's such an astronomical number. And they provide tutoring and, everything that has been happening with COVID, those kids not having a home to homeschool in, the City Mission helped provide a solution for so many families through all of this that's going on. And we're going to go help make their grounds a little more beautiful. We're going to go plant some flowers and rip up some weeds and get our hands dirty and just make it pretty for them, because we should. And it's going to be great.
And this is a group that we've worked with over the years.
Yes.
That's right, Jen. So
they love us and we love them.
Yes, they love us. We love them. That's so great. Thank you so much for your leadership on this one, being our point person, helping us get the opportunity squared away.
My pleasure.
For our agents to serve. And
there is a required like a waiver thing or something that we all have to sign. So we need to get everybody signed up kind of in advance. We can't do any last minute stuff if we can avoid it. So please sign up.
Well, yeah, as Kari said, we are running out of spots. So guys, if you want to participate live and in person for the one of the largest, or probably arguably the largest cultural event in all of Keller Williams. I mean, the entire Keller Williams network of franchises and the home office all shut down for the day to serve in the community. So you think about the more than 170,000 agents and tens of thousands of leadership members that we have throughout the world will all be participating in service today. Now, some of you might say, hey, I am not fully comfortable, or it doesn't work for me, or I'm serving in my own way. Or you might say, hey, I'm not in a position to be able to serve that day. How do I participate from a donating standpoint? So now back to Kari Mitchell to tell us if we wanted to give to KW Cares to get our name in that fancy newsletter that the KW Cares committee puts out every quarter. How do we go about doing that, Kari?
Hi guys. So there are a few ways to donate to KW Cleveland Cares. We always appreciate your support. With your support, we're able to support our agents and our local communities through things like Red Day and also Santa for Seniors. We always accept checks made out to KW Cleveland Cares, but you can also donate through your commission requests, which I'm sure you may have heard of here and there. I am going to share screen for a second. I can't share my screen, but
Carrie, you should be good.
it says I can't share it while the other participants.
Oh, it's because
Oh
my
yeah, I need to stop sharing.
now. Yeah.
Sorry guys, my fault.
That's okay. All right. Let's see. All right. So I'm assuming you can see it. This is within a commission request, which I'm sure most of you have hopefully seen before. And you'll notice on it, there are some mentions of KW Cares. So that's right where my mouse is in the bottom left. That's actually for KW International Cares, which is another great organization. KW International Cares donates to agents worldwide from KW in times of hardships. They also help out when there are natural disasters and things like that. So that's also a really great charity to support, and you have the opportunity to do so on the commission request. But if you're interested in supporting our local chapter, you can actually just click add a note right here, right above the submit button. And you can say 10 to KW Cleveland Cares or something of that nature. And that is it. Because commissions in command are newer, we don't have a way to add an automated spot for it yet. So the best way is to just add it in the notes. And then when you go to submit, it will also give you an opportunity to donate to KW International Cares, which you're welcome to do so. And also KW Kids Can, I believe in. I don't know that much about them, but I'm sure it is a great organization as well. So you can go ahead and click donate and continue and then submit it. But again, to KW Cleveland Cares, just make sure you have it in the notes. If you wanted to set up an automatic donation from each closing for the same amount, say $5 or $10, you can just send me an email and I would be happy to set that up for you. And then lastly, if you or someone you know is facing an extreme hardship as a result of a sudden emergency, you can reach out to KW Cares. We are always happy to help. There is an anonymous email that is kwclevelandcares@gmail.com, and we will review it. And again, it's kept anonymous. We are happy to help and sign up for a day. That is all.
Thank you so much, Kari. That is awesome. Appreciate all that you do to support KW Cleveland Cares. And just to reiterate, guys, if you know someone, it doesn't have to be you. It can be someone you know. Keep it anonymous. We can support them anonymously. Life's hard enough. So anything that we can do to help people, we would love to do that, to put the charitable dollars of our agents to good use. So we'll now throw it over to Danielle Sullivan. Danielle is our assistant team leader and also, I don't know, about a dozen other things to each and every one of us. And chief among the things that she does is help coordinate and execute our training calendar. So Danielle is going to talk a little bit about what we have coming in May, which is super exciting, big month. Danielle?
Great. Thank you. So you guys will all get this in your emails this afternoon. This is the May training calendar. So a few big things on here. We are bringing back the Tech Tuesdays. So as you can see, starting the 11th, every Tuesday, we will be doing a Tech Ask Me Anything. So the entire leadership team will be on these calls. If you've heard anything from Keller Williams International, it is that they are stabilizing command. So no more rolling out the big and fancy things until they fix everything within. So when you are ready to get into command or take it to the next level, we are here for you. So we'll be opening up that line every single Tuesday in May, starting on the 11th. So you'll see that. And then Ignite's going to be the other big thing. So Mike, if you can just hop into the next slide here. Ignite is starting on Monday. Thank you. So it'll be on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for the entire month of May, as you can see, led by top agents, top leaders in our brokerage. So if you've attended Ignite before, you probably haven't attended Ignite like this. So it will be via Zoom and in person. Okay, so and in person. So we're all ready to get back. Every instructor will be in person. Now we'll be sending this schedule out this afternoon as well. A few of the instructors are in Pepper Pike, and a few of them are in Rocky River. So it will be in their offices, and it will be via Zoom as well. So make sure you sign up for that. It is going to be 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. The first hour is teaching opportunity, and the second hour we'll be doing some activities. So just make sure you guys are signing up for that. I will drop that link in the chat box when I'm done here. Oh, thank you, Julia. And like I said, it's 1 week away, in person and via Zoom. So in Pepper Pike or Rocky River in those training rooms. Last thing I want to talk about real quickly, which I don't believe we have a slide for.
Oh, but we do.
Oh, we do have a slide for it. Thank you so much, Mike. So Jeff Glover is coming to Cleveland. So if you guys have heard him before, you know that he's amazing, and I can almost guarantee that you are ready to sign up to see him again. This will be in person, so write it down. The date is June 9th. This is going to be from 9 a.m. to noon. It will be somewhere central, so we are looking at the Holiday Inn in Independence. Tickets will be on sale soon, and we are the sponsoring brokerage, which means we get first dibs. However, if you've been to a Jeff Glover event before, you know that they sell out, and there's a pandemic, so we are going to be limited on seats. We're not sure what the number is, but guys, it will be going out to all of Cleveland. So as soon as we get the link, you guys will have it first. I would just make sure that you sign up right away. Tickets are going to be very cheap. They just try to offset some of their costs, so they're going to be $15 to $20. The class is 21 ways to close 21 deals this summer. Okay, so as soon as we get the link, you will get it. We're super excited. And if you bring a friend or a recruit with you that you want to learn, you want them to learn more about Keller Williams, you want them to see the training, then your ticket is on us. So more details to come on that. Mike, anything to add there?
We're very excited to have Jeff back in town. He is a great friend of our market center. You'll remember that, at the height of the pandemic, when we were figuring out all things Zoom and how to provide great training, Jeff joined us and did a solid hour and 15 minutes on winning in the market of the moment. And he's always available to help and runs a great program. So we're very, very excited to have him in and to sponsor his program for all of Northeast Ohio.
Yep. Last thing, big things coming for the summer. So we have a summer masterminds on the calendar in July. So that'll be the next big event that we do in person as well. If you've ever been to Family Reunion or Mega Camp, it will be very similar to that. So we have a few top agents in our market center teaching. We have 1 or 2 top agents flying in to teach. So it'll be Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan Summer Masterminds in July. Date to come soon. Just save the date for June 9th. I think that's it for me, Mike.
All right. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Danielle. And now we'll give the unfortunate privilege of what is the sales meeting equivalent of batting after Babe Ruth to Sean Hadley and Don Jarecki, as they will have to follow Danielle and that awesome training update. So, gentlemen, what's the latest and greatest in the world of mortgage? What can we be doing to better serve our clients with your help?
Well, this is a topic, and we're going to spin it around to how it would hopefully help you as realtors, but the topic of refinancing. So as we talked about, February, we saw rates jump up pretty significantly, over 0.5%. We've slowly kind of picked back up a bit of that spike. 30-year fixed kind of hovering just under 3%. So it's still a hot refinance market. And there are, I forgot the statistic, but just millions out there still in a position where refinancing may be of value to them. And, you have sold a lot of houses and know a lot of homeowners. Might not be a bad idea just to reach out. The 4 big reasons why people refinance: to lower their rate or their payment, which is the most common; lower their term, going from a 30-year to a 15-year. I've never done so many 15 years in my career as I have the past 12 months. The amount of interest you could save is huge. And, running those numbers or having that conversation could be big. Pulling cash out. Equity has never been higher. If you go back 10, 12 years, rates had just dropped. Everybody and their mother wanted to refinance, but everybody was underwater or barely had equity, or you went from having no PMI to having PMI. Now it's the opposite. People are pulling cash out to consolidate. Taking $10,000 or $15,000 out of your mortgage might, and lowering your rate, you might get a lower payment. But if you're able to take that $10,000 or $15,000 and clear up credit card debt or wipe out a car payment, it can change your life. Divorce, of course, that's a necessary, becomes a requirement, but there's a lot of people who are supposed to refinance over the past several years. And then, getting rid of PMI. The conversation usually when someone refinances, how much you think your house is worth? I think it's worth 200,000. Then you send an appraiser out, it's about 120. Now, how much you think your house is worth? I think it's around 200. You send an appraiser out, it's coming in at 225. Some buyers are changing their mind going, you know what? I don't want to refinance anymore. I want to list it. Well, if you're the realtor reaching out, having that conversation, there's a possible opportunity for it. And you might still be surprised, as big as the headlines are about home values and interest rates, you're the messenger. So I would get out and get in front of as many people as possible just to talk about that. DJ?
Huge. It's the easiest phone call, the come from contribution. Hey, how can I help you save money, shorten your term? And at the end of the day, they also realize that it might be a great opportunity to sell. I love that. Thank you so much for that, Sean.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to add to that. These type of conversations, I had a realtor 2 weeks ago refer me a customer for a refinance that was actually sitting on a 6.5% interest rate. And the reason he hadn't refinanced in the past year is because his credit was so bad. He finally got to a point of 653 score, and he has a lot of equity in the property. And what we're actually doing is, because this gentleman wants to buy upwards of a $300,000 house in the next year, I'm doing a cash out refinance, paying off a boatload of debt. And we ran some scenarios of paying off that debt, what it will do to his score. And over the next 3 to 6 months, his score is going to go from 653 to over 700. So what does that do for him? It takes him out of that being an FHA buyer in this market into a conventional buyer. And you don't even worry about the cost of the refinance. That's a non-factor. The fact that we're putting him in a position to buy a house in the next 6 to 12 months, that's the make sense part of this refinance.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So many opportunities out there with so many people that if we're having a conversation about listing and they don't feel as though they should, we can shift to refinance. If we start a conversation around refinance, we have the potential to shift to listing. So cool. Thank you guys so much. That's a huge one for us right now as the market is showing no signs of slowing down and listings show no signs of being any less valuable. So that's terrific. All right, next up, Jade Tyszka from Greater Metropolitan Title and Escrow.
Good morning, everyone.
How are you?
It's just me today.
Just you.
So I just wanted to let you guys know that we did go live yesterday with our new integration, the Close Simple. I don't know if you heard Tiffany or I talking about it, but essentially it's a pizza tracker for the closing process. So it shows from contract to close and then several milestones in between. It will send you guys and your clients text messages about where we are. And it will also send you, when we get your client scheduled for signing, it will also text you guys the location, date, time, and all of that good information. We did go live with that yesterday, so all new orders opened as of yesterday should be receiving this. If you guys have any feedback, good, bad, indifferent about this, we would love to hear from you. And we also want to touch base with wire fraud. We did have a scary incident, I believe, last Friday. We got a wiring instructions from, it looked like a very legitimate email. And thankfully, the buyer was vigilant and called us and confirmed if these were theirs. And it was, in fact, not our wiring instructions. So we just want to let you guys know, criminals were getting smarter and smarter each day. They could edit PDFs, they could do, I have no idea how they do what they do, but they seem to be pretty good at it. So just let your clients know, if you get wiring instructions from us, please give us a call, confirm that. As you guys know, Tiffany and I are available on weekends and after hours. So if they need to text us, email us, call us, just, make sure that they confirm that these are our wiring instructions.
That is excellent advice, and very excited about the pizza tracker. If you don't know what she's talking about, you probably don't eat as much Domino's as I do, which is a really cool way to know exactly when my pizza's out of the oven. And now all of your clients will know when their titles are recorded or in the oven. So very exciting stuff there. Great piece of leverage for you when you work with Greater Metropolitan Title and Escrow. All right, now we're going to throw it over to everybody's favorite broker here at Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. He's also he's our only principal broker here, but that doesn't mean that we still can't like him. Andrew, there is you and I caught up a little bit. There's a lot of stuff flying around out there on a few different things that you wanted to cover. So take it away, sir.
All right. First, before I dig into that, I want to remind everybody one more time what Jade said at the end there, which is please, please, please have your clients confirm wiring instructions with title companies before sending money. I feel like a handful of times a year, one of our agents' buyers' clients loses lots of money to wire fraud, and that's a real terrible situation for the agent when that happens. So please have them confirm that every time. So yes, now to get into the couple of things I wanted to talk about today. Recently, it surprises me this only started recently, but there's been lots and lots of conversations around love letters from buyers to sellers as to why they should accept their offer and how wonderful they are and how nice their family is and their kids and their dog and why they love the yard or whatever. I do want to distinguish the fact that it's different whether you're representing a seller or a buyer. If you're representing buyers and they want to write letters about themselves, go ahead and send them. There's no problem with that at all. If you're representing sellers, we at this company are going to take the stance moving forward that these should not be shared with sellers. It is not helpful to the cause for a number of reasons. First of which is just that it opens up us as well as our seller to opportunities to most likely innocently violate fair housing laws, or at least be what's the word I'm looking for? Threatened that they are violating fair housing laws, even though that may not be why they made the choice they made. But as soon as there's information put in front of them about who people are, where they come from, what religion they are, what color their skin is, whether they're a single mom, whether they have kids, whether they don't have kids, and that becomes an opportunity for somebody to say that's why they did what they did. And deciding to sell your house to a person for any of the reasons I just mentioned would be breaking fair housing laws, or deciding not to sell your house to somebody for any of those reasons I just mentioned would be breaking fair housing laws. So moving forward, I would ask that you please don't share those with your sellers. And I think secondarily, not regarding fair housing laws, I think you're doing a disservice to the process when you do share those letters. If you have a seller that gets 8 offers, and now in addition to deciding which offer they're going to accept, you're also going to introduce personalities to the equation, it's not good. Not good.
Well, and to that point, what are you an expert on? Right? Price, terms, conditions, the quality of the offer, the viability of the buyer. Not an expert on personalities or familial status or anything related to that. So keep yourself in a position to advise.
The fact that your client's a teacher and one of the buyers is a teacher doesn't mean that they're more likely to close or perform or be nice to them during the transaction. It doesn't matter. But people will gravitate towards something, and it may or may not make any sense, but they'll gravitate towards something. So don't introduce things to the equation that are not worth gravitating towards, is really the moral of the story. But more so, in a market where people are getting really upset that they're losing, they want to start blaming people for doing unfair things, and that's why they lost. So this is a market where sellers are bound to get called whatever. Racist, sexist, doesn't matter what, because they didn't sell a house to so-and-so and did sell it to somebody else. So we don't want to go down that road, and we don't want to be a part of that.
Nope. So if anyone needs clarification there, it is our position as a company that if you receive buyer love letters, you do not deliver them to your seller. It is not, to clarify, it is not part of the offer, right? Your offer is the contract, the price, terms, conditions, any supporting financial documents necessary. That's the offer.
I never saw that box on the last page of the contract. It said love letter and it was checked. So,
right.
So, and secondarily, this to switch subjects now briefly. really pretty recently, just in the last couple of months, I've gotten some complaints from agents outside our office as well as inside our office, of people submitting offers to sellers with all kinds of missing information. And I think I understand why it's happening. You've got, 4 appointments and you've got your last meetings at 4 o'clock on Sunday, and you've got to have offers in by 5 o'clock on Sunday. So the person you were with at noon on Sunday, you just hurry up and put an offer together on your phone in Dotloop or DocuSign. And you end up in a situation where you're not completing these offers and you're not checking no to inspections you're not doing. You're not filling out the financing section under the purchase price. You're not even putting in earnest money in some cases. And in the end, you're certainly not going to get your offer accepted by doing that anyway. So it's a terrible waste of your time to do that. But secondarily, it just does not make us look good as a brokerage. It's highly unprofessional. So we could maybe go back to the days of the early, sorry, Pumpkin's trying to get on the screen here. We could maybe go back to the old days of having a folder in your car with all the forms that you might have to write an offer. And we could do it with a pen instead of in Dotloop all the time. And then there's a great app called Genius Scan you can put on your phone that will allow you to make a PDF as many pages as you like by just taking a picture of pages. And I think one, maybe your offer will get accepted. And two, you will not be damaging your own reputation by doing that.
Yeah, I think there's it's very valuable, especially as you get into a deeper relationship with your clients as you're writing these offers. There's a high degree of professionalism involved with, saying, okay, we're going to write the offer, either pulling the paperwork out of the trunk or popping open the laptop, kicking off a hotspot and taking, the time saved in jamming through it on your phone and pressing send is, minutes, maybe 10 of them. And I think the opportunity to establish yourself as somebody who is a professional, takes it seriously, always writes good offers, always writes strong offers, always writes complete offers, will make the difference, if not in that transaction, in the next one. Because, listing agents have good memories, and if one name comes across with incomplete offers every time, the confidence will be eroded. So that's great. Andrew, I wanted to clarify one thing before we move on. Cindy said, hey, confused, understands, not supposed to present them, but if we're representing the buyer and the buyer wants to write them, we can go ahead and send them along. So you can just clarify the difference in why we have an official position on one and not the other?
Yeah, well, because the only person who can break fair housing laws when accepting and rejecting offers is a seller. So that's the primary reason why. So a buyer can submit whatever information they think would be most helpful for them to win. And there's nothing wrong with doing that on the buyer side. But the buyer isn't going to get, fines levied against them or lawsuits levied against them for submitting a letter. But a seller certainly could. So that's why our goal is to protect our sellers, and that's what we're doing.
Bingo. Awesome. Thank you so much, Andrew. Appreciate you clarifying that. I know several people had questions on that. There is a lot of it out there. If you ever need anything clarified, reach out to either of us or any member of the staff, and we can help get things sorted for you. Definitely want you and your clients to be protected as you go through this very tumultuous market. And Andrew, thank you as always for all the support you show our team and our agents. Appreciate it.
No, you got it.
All right, next up, I want to bring Ceara to the forefront to talk a little bit about what's going on with everybody's favorite government entity, the Ohio Division of Real Estate. And so, Ceara, you want to talk a little bit about what's happening in the world of renewals?
Yeah, good morning, guys. So I know that emails went out from the division probably about a month ago, and they are caught up since COVID, and effective April 1st, if your renewal is not submitted on or before your due date, then they are going forward with suspensions. We saw a pause in that for a while, but April 1st, those did restart. If your renewal was due before April 1st of this year, then you have been given a grace period by the division until July 1st. Anybody that applies to in our office, I'll be emailing today to let you know that was due and that you need to get it done and turned in to avoid suspension. Renewals apply to first birthday renewals, your first birthday after you get licensed, everyone has to renew your 30 hours of CE and renewal, and then also the 1 year, 20-hour post licensure. So if you've had any of those things that are due, or if you have any questions about turning those in, or if they were due, then just shoot me an email and we can get it sorted for you. I also wanted to talk a little bit about opportunity time. We
Yes.
have a lot of agents with some big wins from that lately. We have several shifts available for the month of May. If you have never logged in through the MyKW website, then comment in the chat box to let me know, and I will send you an email that has step-by-step instructions to get logged in and be able to sign yourself up and snag all the great shifts that everyone loves to take. Those instructions will also, if you've never done opportunity time, there's also a little bit of a script in there to give you an idea of, you know, how to handle the phone call, what to say. So yeah, I also have one more thing to talk about. We've started using, as a market center, we've started using Command at a higher level, and we've been sending out smart plans. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the emails and the text messages. I am going to put in the chat box the email address that those emails are going to come from, because for me, they were coming to my spam inbox. So that you don't miss anything, just save this as a contact. Also, the phone number that the text messages will come from, I'll drop that in the chat box too, so that you can save that and not accidentally unsubscribe from those. If you think you have unsubscribed, just text START to that phone number that I drop in the text box, and you will start getting them again. It's that easy.
To be
But that's
clear,
all I
we
got.
don't want you to intentionally or unintentionally unsubscribe from the text messages.
Oh yeah, correct.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Ceara. Ceara has been leading the charge on helping us communicate more consistently around our big events and our opportunities for agents, leveraging Command. So appreciate you leading the way on that. And you know, for those of you who are going down the journey and are leveraging Command to run your business through, you know, as Danielle mentioned earlier, with the May calendar, we have Tech Tuesdays coming back, where we'll hold open forum, town hall opportunities for people to get help on what they need help with. In addition to the fact that all of our staff are trained and leverage Command in their roles for the company. And so anytime you have any questions, you have any troubleshooting needs, you have anything, you know, maybe you've never even logged in and you need, you know, a crash course in how to get up and running, anybody on our staff can sit with you for 30 minutes and help you through that. It's very important to us that we're cross-trained in the same system that you all are using, which is why we're moving the Market Center communications, marketing, and our residual roster and database all inside of Command, so that we are very aware and very dialed in on what you're facing and what your needs are. So anytime you have any needs related to KW Command, reach out to us. If we can't solve it, which, you know, believe it or not, there are still some things that Julia, Kari, Danielle, and Ceara cannot do. I know, hard to believe, but it is true. Then we can elevate that to the regional level or plug directly into the folks at KWRI through our leadership role, and we'll be able to get you the help that you need. So more than happy to do that with and for all of you. And speaking of people who do things with and for others, let's highlight Eric Uchbar, our productivity coach from the Pepper Pike office. Wanted to give Eric the opportunity to talk a little bit about what's going on in his programs, what's coming up in the month, any big wins. We're going to call this Coach's Corner, I think, going forward.
Well, thank you. So a couple of things that I wanted to talk about today. I'm getting a lot of questions about, Eric, what are you doing to help agents? Specifically, what's your program all involved with? And I wanted to talk a little bit more about our one-on-one program and what we are helping others grow with. So many of you know that I'm a real estate coach. Yes, I help agents grow their business, and I don't want to talk too much about that today. I want to talk about the other parts of the coaching program and how we're expanding into one more area as of last week. So yeah, we are going to help you grow in the business. We're going to help you. I'm going to share what observations I see that you could actually implement into your business and what other agents are doing to get up to the production level they are. Right now, we've got an agent with, well, as of last week, they had 15 pending deals, second year in their business, which is phenomenal. So yeah, we can help with that. But the next thing I want to talk about, many of you know, I really enjoy investing, and we can teach you how to do that. So we actually I'll look over, what investment opportunities I've actually helped find investment opportunities. Our best number that we've seen, I did the calculations on that agent from 2 years ago, is up 250% on their investment. That's right up there with Bitcoin or whatever else cryptocurrency you want today. But
Dogecoin.
Dogecoin, there you go.
That's the one.
But I want to make sure that anyone that wants to be financially free has the ability to do it. This is what differentiates what our coaching is versus a lot of other coaching programs out there. The third part that we've always had that I don't think has really hit home for a lot of agents is life. We coach to your life and make sure that what you're doing, you're happy with. Especially in today's market, I'm hearing more and more. I talked to an agent last night, and she just got home. She was sending me a removal of contingency on one of our deals we had. And she said, I've got 2 more showings and 3 offers to write. And this was 6 o'clock. I'm going, how in the world? She was going to eat dinner really quick with her husband and then go back out and do that. And that's not the life that most of us want to be living. So we make sure that we figure out ways to make sure that you're keeping your clients in check, that you're keeping your life in check, that you're keeping your home life in check. So we will coach to that. And then lastly, what we've added, last week, our market center had a conversation with Linda McKissick. If you don't know who she is, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, she's either the top profit share earner or one of the top. She's the top.
Number one.
What's the latest number that she's had, like 1 point some ridiculous million?
I think her lifetime total is north of 13 million. I think she's over $1 million a year in profit share.
Yeah. So something that hit me pretty hard with that conversation she had last week was help 20 get 20. Mm-hmm. And that's what's been circulating through my mind over the last week. It's not so much your top line, right, that you really need to focus on. It's helping the ones that you're helping get more people. So that is something we're implementing. If you're familiar with my coaching program, I'm a big believer in what's called a pipeline. What we focus on expands is what we know from Bold. So if we focus on these individuals and then bring value to them, we can help them, change their lives, as Nancy Emmerman tells us. That's our main focus, is how can we help others change their life? Not so much just build $1 million profit share. I love that Linda actually said, like, even when this was like early on in her career, she's like, how can I do this at a massive level when she had 0 profit share? Mm-hmm. And, she went to one of her leadership individuals, and they told her, help 20 get 20. So that's going to be my main focus as well. So our 4th branch, if you want to call it, on the one-on-one coaching side. We do have some more exciting things also on the other productivity coaching side of things. But if you are looking for any questions to be answered for productivity coaching or anything else I can help with, I'm typing my number in on the chat box. Just shoot me a text on what interested you about what I just said. If anything, if you need any help, I'm always here for anyone that needs it.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Eric. I just dropped that video of Linda's conversation into the chat box. I think it's the best conversation I've heard on profit share in my time with the company, and was amazing. And thank you for everything you do for the agents in your coaching program and for for our Market Center. I know you step up to the plate several times a year and lead classes specific to investment and wealth building. So appreciate your contributions to all of our agents. And as I often say, I wish there were 10 Eric Uchbars. Everyone in your program is incredibly successful. And so we love the opportunity to continue to help you grow other people's lives. So thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're going to bring it home. Last and certainly not least to speak today will be Julia Cumming. Julia is our Market Center Administrator, Director of Operations, Queen of the Castle. I don't know. There's a lot of different names for her in this equation, but she's going to talk to something that has been flying into your inbox every other week or so. Right, Julia?
Yes. So hopefully many of you have seen the last month and a half or so, we started something called Your Weekend Update. And this was kind of born in an effort to not throw a million emails in your inbox throughout the week, as we either had small updates, regional classes, business tools we thought you might be interested in, and we wanted to consolidate all of those to one email we decided on every other week. So those are landing in your inboxes on every other Saturday morning. They consist of big office announcements, business tools that will help you, often that are tech related, or updates from command. And also you'll see them from some of our vendors. GM Title often has great tools that we've been including in those. And then highlighting Market Center upcoming events, as well as KWGM and regional upcoming events. So those are what I want to touch on a little bit more in depth today, since we don't hear about those very often. And this is really the best platform that we're going to share those with you when there are large events happening inside our region or in other regions across the country. So career visioning, or the Leverage series, which encompasses career visioning, 30, 60, 90, and success through others. That is the Keller Williams established hiring course. And it's 3 different classes. Sometimes it happens with all 3, which is called the Leverage series. Other times it could just be just career visioning, which is step 1. Those are happening throughout the country almost once or twice a month. And so we'll continue to provide links to those for you as you are interested in growing your teams, hiring, making, divisional lead hires and other areas of your business. So definitely look out for those. We put on hiring classes here that are sometimes, the 3-hour afternoon class to help those who are making maybe their first hire. This is sometimes a little bit more in depth and takes you through a 1 or 2 day course to make sure that you're hiring the right people in place for your team. The second thing I want to touch on is expansion systems operations, or ESO, as Keller Williams refers to it as. This is for agents and teams looking or interested in expansion. This is being taught by Adam Hergenrother. It's next week, May 5th and 6th. And we have a couple agents and teams in our office who are currently doing expansion. If this is something that you or your team are interested in, shoot Mike or I an email and we can make sure that you have the right information to attend this course. It's definitely next level for some people, but it's a way to grow and expand your team and your business throughout the country.
Yeah, I think to piggyback on that, Julia, the ESO is a fantastic course for anyone who has even the slightest inkling of expansion, because probably 70% of the people who go to an ESO course ultimately decide not to expand, but build a much stronger business, right? The focus is not on how do I get to this state or that state, or what are the exact dials I need to turn around price. It's about your business. And regardless of whether or not you choose to expand, the subject matter covered will help you build stronger systems to run a bigger business.
Yeah, and then lastly, the only other class I wanted to touch on that was in the email from over the weekend is called One Team with Gene Rivers, who many of you have attended classes of his. He's been a guest of ours before. And this is a little bit different than career visioning. It definitely will touch on making the right hire, but it's also going to be more about creating in sync one team experience for you and your team. when to hand off clients to people on your team, creating customer service that's equal across the board, and making sure that you're mastering the right profit and production levels to know when to make the next hire. A lot of different points in terms of how many units you want to sell, how many people on your team does that equal for you. So we'll drop the links in that chat. If you're interested in those classes, we would love to have you attend them, and we'll keep sharing different regional and KBRI courses through that weekend update email.
Yeah, so keep your eyes peeled for that. If there's ever any, as always, if there are any questions that you have or anything that you'd like to see in there from a subject matter standpoint, or anything that we can add to, again, leverage that as a couple times a month, getting you everything you need to know about what's going on in the world of Keller Williams, both locally and globally. We're really excited to bring that to you, along with all those other opportunities. So thank you very much, Julia. She's going to throw some links in the chat box, and I'm going to go ahead and bring it home. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed hearing from a number of different folks on our team, and appreciate everything that you do for each other, that you do for our company, that you do for our clients, and of course, we love being in business with you. So we will be back next week with some great trainings coming at you during the sales meetings in May, and then look for a meeting in this format at the end of every month. So really excited to keep evolving with you all in your businesses. And as always, if you need anything, please reach out to any of us. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, guys. Let's finish April strong and hit the ground running in May.